I became interested in epilepsy already while I was a first-year medical student in Kuopio University. And that happened because there was so excellent group working in epilepsy in the Clinic of Neurology at that time. And I did my first thesis about epilepsy. In fact, first epilepsy and pregnancy, and then started to look at prognosis of epilepsy, and especially one of the questions was that whether you should do CT scan to all patients with epilepsy, and of course our opinion was that you should image all the patients with epilepsy, which was not at that time, a long time ago. That was not so common yet. Currently in Finland, our government has already made a decree and given us in Kuopio University Hospital the task to coordinate the diagnostics and treatment of severe epilepsy in the whole country, nationwide. And I'm currently the chair of this coordination group, which consists of all the university hospitals, both pediatric and adult neurologists. And we try to coordinate not only the severe epilepsy care, but also from the beginning of the patient journey, the whole chain. And we are worried about certain gaps in the care, so that first there is the first step, whether the basic care really recognizes all the epilepsy seizures with different seizure types and sends them to diagnostics. Then the second question is that when specialists have diagnosed epilepsy, we would like them to send those patients who seem to have severe epilepsy very quickly to the third and fourth level centers for diagnostics and re-evaluation. And then we currently have also new diagnostic teams, remote meetings nationally, where we can really discuss together nationally all the most severe and rare forms of epilepsy. And this should be used more. There's still a gap that people think that there are no solutions where we would be able to nationally really find them together. And we can also use the EpiCare network then also European-wide if needed. Progressive myoclonic epilepsies are probably still underdiagnosed. So there are situations where the patient seems to have a more common juvenile myoclonic epilepsy, which is drug resistant, more severe. There are seizures, or there are cognitive problems, or more other neurological deterioration. And then you should start to think that whether the diagnosis of juvenile myoclonic epilepsy or generalized epilepsy is right, and then think about perhaps genetic evaluation of this patient or consultation of tertiary center, third or fourth level center, and think about progressive myoclonic epilepsy. Then if there's a diagnosis of progressive myoclonic epilepsy, it's important to select a certain medication and to avoid, for example, sodium channel blockers and GABAergic drugs. And again, if this is not known to you, then you could consult third level center about this. Perhaps the third point that I would like to remind about progressive myoclonic epilepsies is the treatment of myoclonic status, which is to avoid all unnecessary noises and loud noises and activities and also lights in emergency rooms. So try to calm down the situation. That might already help a lot. And then benzodiazepines are used, and all these broad spectrum drugs, valproate, levetiracetam, brivaracetam could be used. But in these cases, it's usually unnecessary to go to intensive care unit and to use third level status epilepticus drugs, because you should be able to handle this situation without causing unnecessary ICU treatment to these patients.